What's up, everyone? Good evening. Tuesday, 30th of July already. So basically, we are finishing the month of July. Tomorrow is the last day, and what a day it's going to be. Hope you guys had a good day so far. So today is the big day, right? Today is the Fed day, is the Bank of Japan day as well. So we are going to have, or at least should have, some volatility in the market. Let's see if Fed and the BOG is a point or not, based on what the market is expecting. So when you are looking at the news at this point, today there are already some news saying that the Bank of Japan board members are already discussing a rate hike to 0.25. So that will mean a 0.15% hike in their interest rate. And at the same time, they are also reducing the bond buying, I think, from 6 trillion to 5 trillion, if not mistaken. So let's see if the governor Ueda actually is going to follow through with the expectations or not. If that happens, as we could see already here in the yen pairs, we are going to have most likely that push to the upside on the yen index. That was already the reaction of today's news when that news came out. So as you can see, the first spike, that's already indicating how the market is positioning itself if that's about to occur. But we do need the confirmation of that. And then of course is the Fed, right? We're going to pay attention and look at what to expect from the Fed. At this point, again, the rates to stay the same. I think the biggest point is going to be for the press conference. To pay attention what the Fed Chair Powell is going to say, if he's going to still be super concerned and just focused on data dependency, so looking at the data. If he's going to give some clues that yes, September may be the first day that you're going to rate cuts. That's basically where what the market is expecting. Almost 100% the odds for the first rate cut to occur in September. However, I think the main difference, I think as I already mentioned, that it's about until the end of the year. I think the market at this point is priced in 3 rates cut, and I don't really think that's going to happen. So we will see. We will see what's going to happen tomorrow with the big news, and then it carry on straight away on Thursday with the Bank of England, and then on Friday with the non-farm payroll. Today we already had the first labor data coming out. The job openings was actually slightly better than expected. Even the last month it was revised positive, so not bad in that sense. So we'll see if tomorrow we do have some volatility being created in here on the dollar index. Basically today we had that break to the upside that we were looking for, and price got a little bit closer to the supply level that we have been waiting for as well, right? So this previous high didn't really reacted from it. Today the high got much closer, if not actually reacted from the level that we had in there. And therefore, now we start having this correction to the downside on the dollar index. My bias remains the same. I do believe that no matter what, I do think that we are going to take these lows before anything else. Even if price wants to go higher, I do believe that price will at least get closer to here. I don't think this low actually reacted from where it should, which means that it still left space in there for dollar index to move to the downside, and then either respects something in here and tries to go higher, or actually just breaks through and resumes this bearish move that we have on dollar index for the last few months. If prices want to go higher, then it can, but at least before that, I do believe that price at least is going to fake out this level before going there. So let's see tomorrow how the market's going to move. Maybe have a little bit of a momentum day. Until then, we have the FOMC meeting. And then if that's the case, then you can maybe go to the upside, or price will just stay like that, maybe have a spike first down before going up. We'll see. In reality is that we had a little bit of space being created when you did manage to break this high, and that space was somehow closed today with the high that we created. So in reality, this space in here, it's done, it's closed. So that was one of the, that's something also to consider. If by any chance actually price now wants to just completely move to downside, it could. I'm still not really happy with where euro dollar is reacting, the low on euro dollar. So I could still carry on expecting euro dollar to continue to move down, which eventually would take this dollar index to the upside as well. But in terms of the dollar index, to be honest, I'm kind of okay where the high actually is reacting right now. But you did manage to break the structure, and you could definitely have that typical pattern of price getting somewhere closer to this level and just moving in here. So again, somewhere in here is going to be important to see how price may react from there. I believe that then you're going to feel this range in there. So we'll see what's going to happen in here. There's of course the possibility of price going much higher, but as I mentioned also in the bigger picture, we did manage to break below that level, which means that price could still carry on moving lower. But I do still like that level, so that's something to bear in mind in here. So what I mean by that is, again, if price just starts moving completely to the downside, doesn't really mean that price will just completely break in here. There is still a chance of price reacting and push higher from there. So just be aware of that at this point. The highs in here this afternoon, it reacted quite nicely. So it hold that supply level, went down, it hold that level, and it started moving lower. We already broke these walls as well. So we can start opening the door a bit more to the downside, which can happen already tomorrow morning from here, right? So again, we already had 2 days to this week, basically yesterday and today a little bit more bullish, and now we're having a little bit of a correction here. Maybe this can happen already tomorrow morning. That's maybe the setup to look for on the around the London session in here. To be honest, I think we're going to have a little bit more news about that. We're going to have CPI in Australia. Yeah, so we're going to have actually still CPI as well in the Eurozone, which usually that's actually affected more from today's news, and which is when the countries are reporting their data individually and not as a whole in the ECB. So we still have a little bit of news as well in the euro tomorrow morning. Then of course we still have the ADP non-farm employment. So even before we get to the FOMC, we do have a few news that can affect the market, that can actually push the market, and then can have those times. It's going to be interesting. S&P and the indices, there you go, another push to downside. In my opinion, this low is still not the last low, so I'm still expecting price to move a bit more to the downside, at least fake out that level. I was actually looking for price to get slightly in there as well. Apparently this level has been enough on the S&P for price to hold. So we'll see. Now we have basically a triple low in here, double top, triple low, bottom in there that can eventually be faked out as well. But we are within this range for now, and we are going to also have earnings mostly tomorrow and on Thursday with Meta, and then it's going to be at maybe Microsoft as well, if I'm not mistaken, Apple and Amazon on Thursday. So those are definitely as well catalysts to pay attention to. We do have the Nasdaq that finally broke below this low, cut a little bit more into that level. As we mentioned several times, Nasdaq has been a little bit more bearish comparing to S&P. S&P already went there, not Nasdaq. So there you go, big momentum to the downside after basically today during the US session, and you can carry on moving a little bit more to the downside. But now we have this low in here, can start being used a little bit as liquidity, what we are looking for as well on the S&P. And Dow continues to respect somehow this level. I think it could go slightly higher and challenge these highs, to be honest, in here. And then we have, okay, DAX basically hasn't really moved in there. And there you go. In terms of the Euro index, we mentioned that there was still this gap in here to be filled, and that's done now. So we had that retracement. Price basically went really close to this previous level support resistance, created a little bit of manipulation here, this fake out in there, got back into the range, react to downside, respected the lower edge of that level, and it moved to the downside. So there you go. a continuation to the downside on the euro pairs. That's basically what we have been looking for. Again, a lot of this move was actually because of the euro yen in here. So the euro yen actually has also a big impact on what the euro index is doing. But we have been bearish. We have been bearish on the euro pairs, and most likely that can continue a little bit more to the downside in here. There's more space in here for it to fill. It may continue to move a little bit in compression. Doesn't really mean that price will just now move like this. Maybe price can even retest one more time and start compressing in here until it gets closer to that zone. So that's something to bear in mind. And now the yen pairs. So in that we did manage to break new low before actually having this retracement, which is quite interesting, to be honest, even though we still managed to respect this demand zone. But even from here, again, I'm not really going to trade anything now on the yen pairs, and most likely when I wake up tomorrow morning, there's going to be already a lot of movement on the yen pairs because the BOG is going to be overnight. So we'll see tomorrow morning what's going to happen in here. I could see it again if the BOG does hike the interest rates to 0.25, wherever the hike is going to be. I could see this yen pairs, this yen index gaining some momentum and going higher. Otherwise, we may retest, we may kind of come back close to this level in here. So that's going to be interesting. I still like that level. We can just bounce from here, or we can even break this level, respect that level in here. So we'll see. Again, above this level, a lot of it that's compressed. Maybe you have a little bit of a reaction. Yeah, I'll look at silver. I'll look at silver as well. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I haven't really traded silver that much. I look at gold every now and then. But silver, honestly, produced a really good short opportunity like a few weeks ago from the highs. And I just need to add it into my watch list because I don't really follow silver that much, and it tends to produce good setups, especially more in the higher time frame. Yeah, so the yen pairs, we'll see what's going to happen tomorrow. It managed to respect back to this level. There was maybe a good opportunity for the shorts and the individual yen pairs today. I was not really focused on them, unfortunately, because especially the Aussie yen. I think the Aussie yen, most of them like moved quite nicely, but the Aussie yen I think was more of my level that I had on the left side, but I didn't really notice it in here. So yeah, let's jump into the individual currency pairs. Actually, before that, I forgot to look at crypto. What we have in crypto, right? So Bitcoin, yeah, continues to move down. So I was looking for BTC to go slightly higher, at least to fake out properly these two lows. It told me fake out this one and it start moving lower. We had already that break to the downside, so that was already a clue that price could start showing some weakness, something that we paid attention to. But yes, personally, I was looking more for BTC to get closer to here before the move down. It is what it is now. It's moving down, and we'll see. Next level, of course, is going to be somewhere in here, but it looks like it's getting a little bit of momentum in here, right? So it's one more time that's getting closer to 70k, and it's finding some resistance at around that level. It was back in here, and now at around this level again. So 70k apparently it's working as a level of resistance on Bitcoin. We do have a little bit of structure in here. Definitely this level can be used as a continuation. So basically price can just do something like that, respect this level, and carry on moving to the downside as well as a trend continuation until we eventually get closer to here. So that's Bitcoin. Ethereum as well, I believe it's been moving, yeah, it's correcting a little bit. So we are in the range now. Can go slightly higher. Again, we have only retested this previous zone of support resistance, which it's okay level to have a reaction from, but you can definitely still go a little bit more to the upside. But for now, we are ranging in here. So yeah, basically reacted a little bit from that level, fake out this level in here and go. And Savannah as well, I think is, yeah, it's correcting as well in there. So interesting. Yeah, interesting. And this is a key level, in my opinion, in here for Solana in terms of price holding in here, or if it starts breaking, I think then it starts opening the door to go much lower and you can get closer to this level once again. So this was a nice fake out in there. And yeah, if at this point we already basically broke that level, but price could still respect this level and start moving higher. But yeah, otherwise can actually go there and push forward. So that's interesting. Again, this was actually already broke some structure in there. Also shows a bit more of potential shorts in here, or a turn to the downside. Yep, so that's for crypto. Yeah, and for BTC it was a pity. All right. So euro dollar, right? So euro dollar, it's ranging, not ranging, it's compressing a little bit to the downside. Again, I'm not the biggest fan at all at where price is reacting. There's maybe something in here that, again, review on this on the war time frame. Maybe that could be a level. I was actually more focused on what dollar index was doing. Dollar index, okay, is reacting from a good level, that level supply, but the euro dollar, I don't really like it. And yeah, I would like to see actually going a little bit more to the downside personally. But we are in the middle, right? We are basically in the middle, looking at this high and this low. We are basically somewhere in here in the middle. And when you get to these 50% retracements around that level, we may have a little bit of a deep retracement. At this point, the way the euro dollar has been moving, we don't really have any deep retracement so far. Price is just steady moving lower. It was a little bit similar to the way it went to the upside. We didn't really have, even though in here was a little bit more of a deep retracement before actually price gained momentum. But to the downside, price hasn't really had basically a deep retracement before moving lower. And in reality is that also the way euro dollar moved away from here, it spent quite a bit of time in here. Like it had time to accumulate enough orders to actually make this move to the upside. In here, it was quite quick. It was kind of missing still a retracement close to this level, which it's something that I'm going to be interested and paying attention to if you do have that retracement on euro dollar, which can happen sometimes. For that to happen, doesn't really need to be from a great level, can be just from sometimes some random places, to be honest. But yeah, so let's see somewhere in here, or if it breaks that low, it goes a little bit more into there. Personally, I do think that it's going to still continue to move lower. This is one of that situations where in the past I would have most likely tried to buy something in here, just because I start noticing this compression and price kind of trying to, first of all, it has been bearish for a while. Maybe after the fake out of this, maybe try to go look for it. In my opinion, this is still not exactly a plus zone for me. I will just let price compress a little bit more before I actually jump into it. Yeah, it's not even properly gaining momentum neither. And first of all, the first target in here, it will be just retest of this level, nothing else. But yeah, but that was somehow an improvement of the way I evolved in terms of looking for trades in here. Not really taking these low quality setups. That more often than not it would be in a slow death, in the slow loss of price, just compressing, moving slowly, and then all of a sudden it ended up taking my stop loss in there. Pound dollar, kind of similar, and I still like the idea of potentially going a little bit more to downside, similar to the euro dollar. We haven't really had a proper deep retracement before reversing. We never really got that on the pound. It's kind of missing a little bit as well. We have a lot of compression moving, and because of this strong compression that we have in here, that's actually one of those situations that when you have big news nearby, like tomorrow and then Thursday for the Bank of England, that's actually the perfect scenario for price to just pass through all this with a big momentum. And that big momentum can be created with the news. So yes, I'll be paying attention. I still like a little bit of this level in here. Something in there can be a level to turn. Not kind of an A+, but it could be basically a B or B level in there in terms of where price may be reacting from this level. I would even prefer if price actually eventually takes everything in here and gets closer to that level. But I could see that happening. We do have enough liquidity in here with these lows. Again, something that is still missing on this pound dollar is a proper break of a high. So basically price has been respecting the previous highs, hasn't really managed to break, not even that one. And now basically price just went down, didn't even manage to break above it a little bit in here before moving down. So we still have all the highs being respected, which still pushes a little bit more for a bearish move. Yes, we do have a little bit of a demand zone in here. Fake out this level can be something in there, but personally I would even like to see price going slightly lower. Yes, this was a good reaction. This is a valid demand zone 100%, but maybe could go slightly lower. I think on another time frame, that's also a nice zone in there. But we'll see. If by any chance tomorrow morning price just reacts from here and starts doing this, yeah, maybe there's that trade that can be taken in there. If price just goes up in there, maybe respects this level for that deep retracement in there. Euro pound, that's another one that can be quite interesting. So we predicted last week exactly everything that happened in here. So there was that break to the upside. That was initial potential short opportunity, and then this demand zone was still fresh, which means that we're looking for then price respecting this engulf to the upside and going from there. And now price basically pausing there. I do think that still this level can still be valid in terms of working to push price higher. So that will be still a possibility. Again, just in the higher time frame, I still see a possibility also that price may want to get closer into this demand zone. That low hasn't really reacted from it. I mean, this low. So if price does want to break the lows, it can, but I do think that's still a possibility around this level for the euro pound to continue to push higher. Especially on Thursday. Tomorrow may not be the best day. Maybe tomorrow is going to be just another ranging day, but on Thursday with the Bank of England, that's maybe the day that we can have that opportunity to look for a trade on the euro pound. Tomorrow is going to be more about the dollar with the Fed. Aussie. Yeah, I don't really want anything with the Aussie at this point neither. So price is reacting from a level that I don't really like. In my opinion, we haven't really managed to break a proper high there. So I would like to see actually Aussie taking new lows before even considering anything else. So that's basically what I'm going to be waiting in here. I don't want anything from these guys. New Zealand actually respected the low. Yep, it did respect it. That demand zone in there. So good reaction, start to turn a little bit. Again, I still think that this potentially can be just a small retracement of price accumulating a little bit in here, and eventually it's going to get closer to this level. It's going to use this low also as liquidity, and then you may have a little bit of a turn from there. So that would be my ideal scenario as well. Just pretend that it's working a little bit, accumulate more people into buying somewhere in there, and then you potentially can have that move. That will be a little bit more ideal scenario, getting into that zone. That's what I'm going to be looking for. The remaining of the Aussie pairs, yeah, that was last week that we looked for that reversal. Now is more trading in this zone 2 type of a move, a little bit more in the range before potentially continue with this momentum. We did have a small fake out in there. Personally, I was still looking for price to actually fake out this high in there and then go like this. So let's see if that's going to happen. We do have this demand zone that can be important, or somewhere in here. If price does respect that level, potentially can even continue to push even higher. Okay, this is basically where Euro Aussie is reacting at this point. It can potentially still continue the bullish momentum. This can be just a retracement towards this level, and then price continues. So we'll see. I'm going to be happier to look for shorts. I'm more confident looking for shorts if price doesn't really touch this level. If this is the low for now, I could still look for shorts. If price already reacts from this level, then we'll see. Yes, that was a little bit of the zone that I was looking for. And pound Aussie as well. Right. It's more or less doing the same. Pound Aussie, it was much better. And pound Aussie can actually still be a great short opportunity from there. I'm a little bit more bearish. I do like where this high on the pound Aussie reacted from. It's a great level. It's one of my favorite levels to look for in here. So that's beautiful. And you had that reaction. So again, that was last week. We covered that analysis and setup during one of these pre-market analysis during the live stream, and also with the guys in the community. So that's perfect. And now we are in this zone 2 type of a move. So we did manage to fake out slightly that level. So there is already at least some fake out. Okay, which is just a little bit. I prefer to see even a little bit more of a deep retracement closer to this level again before moving. Again, especially pound Aussie and the pound pairs with the Bank of England on Thursday can be quite interesting, to be honest. And then the yen pairs. Yeah, the yen pairs. This was that was a trade that unfortunately I was not. I actually marked that level, so I noticed that this one was fresh. I didn't really put any alert, so that was my mistake. I should have put I should have placed an alert in there, and there was a really good PI in there to look for the short. Unfortunately, so I didn't see it. I didn't took that setup in there. Good move to downside, and I'm just similar to the yen index. Just curious to see how price may react from here. Some of the yen pairs are already reacting from a good level on the left side, so this could be okay. Some others may still need to go a bit more to downside, but if the momentum continues to go down, then it's going to happen, and eventually we can go below that low as well. So that's also what you can look at it. Then you have the yen pairs. The dollar yen also reacted perfectly from there, so it's going to be a big day tomorrow for the dollar yen with the BOJ and then with the Fed. So expect a lot of volatility. This one is one of those that personally I do think price is going to take this double low at this point. So I do think that we're going to take that. Are we going to eventually have this deep retracement and go all the way back to this level? Yes, I think we are going to eventually go there. But I would definitely prefer to see these lows being taken. And after that, actually price can even navigate a bit more to the downside. But for now, yes, we still have a little bit of this demand zone, just like all the others yen pairs. Good reaction from this previous level support resistance within this supply level in there. So yeah, maybe from here can have a little bit of a reaction. Doesn't even need to go all the way through. Maybe price can just navigate in between this range again. But yeah, this is like, there's no point in looking too much for this, because it's going to be the news overnight, and when I wake up it's going to be completely different in there. Euro yen also interesting respect to that high. It's already reacting from here. Euro yen is one of those pairs already reacting from a good level, but yes, it can resume again. Good reaction from this previous level, so it literally just filled this range, right? So reacted from that demand all the way to the previous level support resistance, and now we are back at these lows. It's a typical move. It's basically a plus setup in the sense that you have a clear level to expect price to react from, and a clear level for price to go towards to. You have a clear target in here, and then you can literally flip again and try back into this low in there. And then dollar yen as well, which in my opinion dollar yen is one of those, pound yen, it's one of those that can still continue to move to the downside. So all the other yen pairs are really close to already this level, and pound yen still has a lot of room to go towards to move in that direction. So we'll see in there. Yep, cat pairs. I'm really looking and waiting for this one to eventually turn, right? So we are basically on the dollar cat. Even this candle now is green. So we have 9 bullish daily candles at this point, and if today's close is also green, it's going to be 10 bullish candles. Again, you can look backward, you can look to the left side. It's not that often that you have 10 bullish candles. In here it was almost, but we still had that one. That was a little bit of a moment that we had 10, maybe more than 10 bullish candles, if we exclude that one. But it was a bit more of a compression, in kind of spiking here and there. So we may be getting closer to a potential turn in here, at least some reaction from that level. We have a triple top at this point, so price is literally respecting this level. I'm waiting patiently for price to fake out that level and then to look for this. We have a lot of compression as well in here, but that's something also that I will be paying attention to. We are still missing a break of a low though. We still miss a break of a low at this point. So price at this point in here is just reacting from the demand zone. I think there's that demand zone in there, like even between, like basically what we have in here, like we have the high is that one and the low is that one, and price hadn't even managed to break below that level. So I actually would have liked to see price breaking below that. After that, we do have still a fresh level in there that price can go towards too. If price by any chance wants to break through out this high, then we are looking, as I mentioned, we are looking a bit more to the upside in there. But at this point, I think that high, as soon as you break this level, depending on how price reacts from it, I think it can provide a great potential opportunity. In this particular case, that means that the dollar eventually needs to move more to the downside in here, especially tomorrow with the FOMC. So we'll see. I'm just waiting patiently for this one to eventually take the highs. And this is where you need to be patient. This is where the moment where many people are going to start having FOMO, especially when you have all these double top, triple top happening in there. It's about patience at this point. In there. Again, I don't really want to place such a big stop loss, so I want to save a bit more of PI around that level in there. And I can give a few attempts even to try to get the move down. I get stopped out once. The other card pairs. What's up, Bangani? How are you, man? What's up? The other card pairs and Euro card, that was another one. This was already from last week. Unfortunately, kind of the turn happened in Friday in the evening, so it was not really a moment that I was trading. Otherwise, this could have been a great setup. Then price just opened Monday and start moving lower. So we already had, for example, opposite to the dollar card from what I just mentioned. On the Euro card, we already had this at least break of a low, and then price fake out the highs, and the rest is history, right? The rest is the pattern, the typical level that we're looking for, and continues to break new lows, and we are here now. Eventually, I believe that you can target this above bottom and eventually go somewhere in there on this Euro card. So yes, Euro card is one that is already starting to move a bit more to the downside. Again, can retest that level, can go lower, can even go there. We'll see what's going to happen now in here. And pound card as well from last week. That was another one. Great reaction. I was looking actually for price to still fake out this high for the second time. So we got the trade like from last week in here. And pound card is still respecting that high. So that was something that again we covered already last week. And now price basically reacted from within this range, right? So that's a typical move. When you do have the fake out happening, then price comes back into the range and starts trading within that structure in here, right? It gets to a point where I don't really want to carry on just trading within this range. I don't really like to trade range. I like to trade the first movements of the ranges. I don't really like to trade when price starts to bounce back and forth many times in here, because then I'm always expecting the fake out. So I like to trade the first move and then move on with my life in here. But yes, that level in there on the pound card, it's still actually free. So if price does want to fake out this one more time and go there, it's still possible. And we are missing out now a continuation of breaking lows to see if actually price wants to do this in here. Again, tomorrow it may continue to be a little bit more of a range, but on Thursday with the Bank of England, maybe that's the day that this can move in there. Dollar franc Swiss. Dollar franc Swiss has been missing my levels. Yep, just reacting from nothing special to be honest. But again, moving a little bit to the downside. The reaction on the left side is okay, where the low is reacting from. So you came back into this level. I was looking for price eventually to get a bit closer to one of these two levels in here before moving lower, but now kind of reacted from here and can react from here and can go higher. We'll see. At this point, I'm waiting for price to get there. Today was a little bit of a PA in here. I was looking for that fake out and go. Didn't happen. So moving on to that one. And then we have gold, right? So gold is resuming a bit more the move to the upside. We are still a little bit in the middle. We still have this high in there. So that's something that can still potentially hold price, but price at this point is correcting a little bit, apparently reacting from that level. We can eventually get to this one in here again. When price is in the middle, I don't really know what to say. I can see a few levels that price can react from, but price can do whatever it wants. Can literally from here can go all the way down, from here can respect this and can go all the way up. So it can do basically whatever it wants to do. It will be more of an intraday type opportunity maybe that you could look for. Yeah. Bongani, what are you looking for on gold, since you like to trade gold? Miguel, are you still there? What are you looking on silver as well? Yeah, silver is reacting from a good level. It's not bad. is not bad, and that potential setup just similar to the euro yen, which where was it? Euro yen, I think, basically from a demand zone all the way to the previous level support resistance. That's a typical setup. Yeah, all right, a typical setup that that you can look for in here, and yeah, it play out as well in terms of the pattern. That's basically what what we are trying to look for. Like, we want to see that range, beginning of the range being created. We want to start noticing those highs being taken. That's basically starting to give that clue that price is about to go. But once again, what happens before all of that move is actually came all the way back to fake out this level. We are reacting actually from a really nice demand zone in there. It's actually quite nice, to be honest. The demand zone where price is reacting from is basically the one that eventually makes price break to the upside in here. We could eventually even retest a bit more closer to this level, even though that level is basically already taken. So if fake out that level, reacts from in here, so everything in here is will be taken. There's maybe that level in there. Yeah, and then you can even carry on moving lower, even lower from here. But yeah, so far, good reaction from this level. There's maybe this level in here is still fresh. Price already reacted from this one, so that's good as well. It even spiked again into that level again. What is this? Why is this big candles in there? Is this news? Yeah, it was news. Yeah, the potential continuation, just react from here until it gets closer to something in there. This one was already reacted from. This type of kind of a zone 2 type of a move, or we can even actually have the zone 2 type of a move. Yeah, I can even fake out this level eventually. I won't stay there. Let's see, Miguel. Yeah, it's yeah, without even noticing, that's basically what you are looking for, right? You are looking for price to retest back into the structure and go. Is that the type of setup that you like to see? You like to trade? Yeah, it does look good. In terms of target, what are you looking for? Yeah, I'll be aware just a little bit of this support resistance, but the price can get a little bit more closer to that zone. To be more precise in here, so price may have already reacted from here. We do have maybe this demand zone, but that one was already breakout in here. Yeah, I may have left a little bit of this level. Yeah, I would like maybe if it would come down in here in type of compression, that would be nice until eventually price breaks and goes. That would be nice to see. But yeah, this is a typical setup that you. I'm going to make a video about it. It's kind of, we call it zone 2 type of a move, which is after, on the right side of the bottom of the low. There are three type of trades in three types of opportunities that you can look for within this structure. Yeah, that's basically the last one. That's when you should be expecting momentum to happen in there. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I'll make that video. It's very similar to this one, right? This is a zone 2 type of a move as well. We have one entry in there, we have another entry in there, and then the price finally breaks below it. Just wait for the test towards that level, and you have the trend, right? It's actually a really good example of what I wanted to just mention. We have the top. We have price ranging. If it breaks lows, then you have that final fake out in there, which is missing in here. To be honest, this will actually, it would be nice if it had gone a bit deeper. Kind of missing that fake out in there, and then it will be just there's a way to enter in there. Sometimes you can even retest this level in here, which was basically the example in this scenario. And then this is one of your trades, and then you have the other entry in there after price breaks back into this range. We have basically that left shoulder, and then you have when price breaks again the lows, are looking for the momentum. In here is where you should be expecting the momentum to occur. It's in this phase. In here they are a little bit trickier. Yeah, I'm going to do a video explaining what are the concerns on each one of these trades, what type of trades maybe you feel more comfortable with. If you look for more confirmation, maybe this one, or especially then that one, it looks like it's the easiest one. This entry is more of a trend continuation setup already. Price is literally already gaining momentum to the downside. At this point you kind of have a clear bearish trend, or in here a little bit more of a bullish trend. In this scenario in here, you are still a little bit uncertain because price can just go up, down, and perhaps this is just a continuation. So we are still not 100% sure if this is actually a reversal or not. There are other clues that you can try to look for. It. Yeah, this is beautiful. Yeah, it's a really good example as well of that. Yeah, breakout. Yeah, you can call it breakout. But it's a breakout in a, like, this can be a breakout, but I'm not expecting that momentum to happen in here. Like, it's after you have that happening. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, silver, really nice. Again, if I'm about to talk about my preference in terms of the entries, yeah, I'm more comfortable trading this one, actually this one, that one, this one, and this one. They're actually my favorite. For example, I do struggle a little bit with this one, more of a momentum setup, because again, this is more momentum. I'm never really sure if price will just stop in here, if price wants to go still a little bit there. So I may struggle a little bit more with that actually type of entry in there. That's just my reversal personality of style of trading. But I do recognize that this one is a beautiful, and you should be expecting momentum again in this moment in there. At least some kind of momentum in here. Yeah, and that's basically it. We talk about 2429. We are looking here for your target at the highs. Yeah, nice. All right, guys, you have the Fed meeting, so yeah, we'll see what about that. Dollar CAD and the CAD pairs. I'm going to carry on looking for a potential reversal. Just forgot that I haven't looked at oil, and I believe that oil can be closer as well, right? So oil has been moving down. So again, we predicted that reversal in there with the break in there as well. So that was all good. Again, similar scenario where price kind of breaks up again and just resumes this low, retests this level and starts moving lower. In this case, it's a lot of compression now, and price is reacting a little bit from this level. Personally, I could see price going slightly lower. I think this is just a compression until we may have a little bit of a turn. So I'm expecting some kind of turn here. I'm not sure if it's going to be a full reversal from these lows, but I'm expecting some kind of moment, at least bullish retracements in here, the buyers to jump into this market, and that's going to be the opportunity I'm going to be looking for tomorrow as well. In there, Brent, it's kind of similar as well, getting a little bit closer to this level. I think it could react. I'm not sure if if there's enough in here for price to actually break this low, I think we could have at least first some reaction until price eventually moves. So I think that's an opportunity to look for on the war time frame. Yeah, as soon as you break these lows, there's maybe some reaction to be expected in there. But I do like this level as well in here, this demand zone. This level never reacted from it. So I have this gap in there in alignment with this level. I do like this demand zone in there, just to look for it on oil. So that's something to pay attention. All right, we start creating this bottom in here. Perfect. Just fake out that level and do something with it. Yeah, first level can be actually in here and then maybe there. Yeah, this actually is on my radar. I started to pay attention to it now. So I haven't really paid attention too much in here. This was a nice trade. Fake out that level in there. It's, again, in the middle is not my favorite. So yes, I was looking for those two shorts in there, and now I'm going to start looking for the longs in there. So starting to pay attention to those levels. And of course, tomorrow I'm not going to do the stream, right? Because at 7:30 is going to be the press conference, and I'm going to be trading the FOMC. So no stream tomorrow. I will be back on Thursday. So thank you guys. Thank you, Miguel. Bongani, man, for showing up as well. Good luck tomorrow. Don't go crazy. No need to bet the house. There's more trading days. Maybe it's not even going to be that great tomorrow. We'll see. Sometimes it's actually the best opportunities may actually happen the day after. Let the market create a lot of confusion, and the day after actually we can have the momentum. So that's something just to bear in mind. All right, guys, I'll see you around. Thank you. Bye bye.